Little Old Twins. One day, the fat and thin controllers brought some people to see the Skarloey Railway. Back then, Rheneas was still being mended, and Skarloey had recently returned from being mended himself. The other engines on the line were Sir Handel, Peter Sam, Rusty, and Duncan. Also back then, Peter Sam's funnel was damaged, but he did not have his new one yet. The two controllers showed everything to the visiting people. They traveled in the trains and looked at stations, bridges, and coaches. The visitors thoughtfully examined everything they saw, and made notes in their books. We'll take this.
Yes, indeed. No, we won't take that.
I agree. Peter, Sam, and Sir Handel were stopped at a passing loop, and watched the people anxiously. Didn't men come and do that on our old Minnesota line?
Yes, and then, soon afterwards, it was...
sold. Peter Sam usually was very cheerful, but now he wanted to cry. The other engines were sad too. At last, one day, Peter Sam's driver spoke to him.
What's the matter with you all? You look like dying ducks.
We don't want to be sold.
Sold? Who to?
To those people who came and talked about taking things. Peter Sam's driver laughed.
Oh, you silly little engine. They're not going to buy us. They're going to take our pictures on television.
And he tried to explain what that meant. Peter Sam's cheerful nature was restored at once. Not going to be sold! Not going to be sold! He could hardly wait to tell the others. He told them about the television as well, and they were pleased and excited too. All except Sir Handel.
I don't hold with it. Vulgar, I call it. Fancy traipsing about making an exhibition of yourselves. I won't do it, I tell you. Silly something indeed. Just let the thin controller come here. I'll tell him something.
Skarloey said nothing. He just winked at Peter Sam. But the next day, when the thin controller did come to explain about the television, Sir Handel kept strangely quiet. Now, I want every engine to take part.
I don't feel well.
You poor engine. You can stay in the shed. Sir Handel smiled broadly. And your driver and fireman shall take you to pieces. That'll make an interesting picture. Just what we need. Sir Handel's feelings were beyond words. That's that. Now, Skarloey, will you take our oldest coaches?
Yes, please, sir. I was hoping you would let me have them.
Excellent. Duncan shall have a goods train, while Rusty, with Chief Mechanical Engineer Mr. Hugh, along with his men, can show how we mend the line. Please, sir, what about me, sir? The thin controller smiled. You, Peter Sam, shall pull the special television train. Oh, sir! Oh, sir! The television men built towers for cameras beside the line. They put cameras on a flatbed behind Peter Sam, and filled one of the coaches with wires and instruments. Some trucks coupled behind carried aerials and generators. Everyone practiced hard until they knew just what they had to do. Then they settled at Crovin's Gate, where the program was to begin. The fat controller was there, with the thin controller. At last the time came, and the announcer gave the signal.
We are on in 5, 4, 3, 2...
We're on the air! We're on the air! And Peter Sam rolled the heavy train to the shops where Sir Handel was being put back together. Sir Handel did not enjoy their visit. Then Peter Sam continued down the line, still chanting, We're on the air! We're on the air! He trundled over the first river bridge near the middle station at Glenna, where Duncan was waiting with a goods train. Here we come! The announcer talked to Duncan, and then they puffed over the second river bridge to a quarry siding, where Rusty, Mr. Hugh, and the men were waiting to explain about their work. Soon they had to go. Peter Sam whistled, Rusty tooted and replied, and they were off again. They clattered through the tunnel, rumbled over the viaduct near the waterfall, and rolled at last into the top station of Skarloey, where Skarloey himself was waiting with the line's oldest coaches. The Fat Controller climbed down.
Mr. Percival and I arranged for television to let everyone see our little old engine. We are proud of him. 95 years old and good as new. There's nothing like him anywhere. 3 cheers for Skarloey.
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Skarloey smiled.
I'm very glad to be home again. Thank you, sir, and all for your nice surprise. Now I'll surprise you. Listen, when I was mended in England, I was reunited with my twin.
The Fat Controller stared.
Is there really another engine like you?
Yes, sir, there is. His name is Talalin. He had come to be mended as well. It was my first time seeing him since we were first built. When the workmen saw us together, they laughed and called us their little old engines. Talalin told me about his railway. It is a lovely one, at Towan in Wales. Well, sir, they mended us both and sent us home. But I often think of Talalin. He's 95 years old too, just like me. Please go to see him, all of you, and wish him dry rails and good running from Skarloey, his little old twin.
That was back in 1958. Or was it 59? I'm not quite sure. I'm also not quite sure when you are being told this story, but I am quite sure that the Talalin Railway in Wales is still running to this day. And even if you don't see Talalin himself there, you should see at least 1 or 2 of the other engines. Many of the engines there are twins with engines of the Skarloey Railway. If you wish them dry rails and good running, they may not answer, but that doesn't mean they're not listening.